Give me 1 second. I'm going to think before I start this. All right, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let's share this, guys. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Make sure y'all hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Hit that like button. Be enough. So last night I was over at Corey Holcomb's show. Um, ain't particular way I would have done the show. I will say that. Kind of surprised how he did the show. Um, kind of let down at the same time. I'm gonna explain why. For the past probably week now, week and a half, 2 weeks or whatever, I've been watching Corey Holcomb and his crowd and Anton Daniels and his crowd, which I'm sure some of the people are here on my channel now because I've been, to the best of my ability, trying to defend Corey and bring some things to light as being somebody that's been over there at that show for over 13 years. Um, Nevertheless, that's not, how can I say, appreciated. As in many times when you have these situations and they have African American men at the helm of it, they pick and pluck in between who's helpful and who ain't, right? That's how to get down. And so I watched just him and Anton Daniels, they went at it all this week or whatever. And I kept thinking to myself, I said, you know, Anton's messed up for doing what he did or whatever, whatever. And I really don't appreciate it. And so they got into it or whatever. And then subsequently, in between that beef, a video comes out. And this video is about one woman named Cristina Payne. Very odd spelling of her name, too, as well. And she resuscitates a video, which we didn't see the video originally, but she resuscitates because I remember when all this went on. Like I said, I've been over 5150 for 13 years. As many as a lot of other people who have been there less or longer. And I remember when this went on back in 2024 because he did like 3 or 4 videos about it. That's why I was easily able to reference one particular video quickly that I remember. And in between all that, we had Corey sit on the stage and he sat there and he was talking about, you know, the usual, I need to defend myself and da 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 da. And I said, that reminds me, because when Puff was going through what Puff was going through, you was making fun of Puff. You was cracking jokes. I had to think about this. And it was one of the old shows that I watched. And that's why it's ironic that I'm here and I defend old dude. You understand what I'm saying? And so do me a favor, since you write things in the chat room, write this $ STRINGERBELL80. That's my cash app. Write that in the listening since you're writing things. Anyway, as I went over there and I listened to dude, something came up and he talked about he wanted to sue TMZ. And I said, well, why you want to sue TMZ for? Well, Tasha K did a piece that's worse than what TMZ did. That don't make sense. Why don't you go sue Tasha K? I would have it would have made more sense for him to say, yo, I want to sue Tasha K than it was for him to say, I'm going to sue TMZ. TMZ has a method in which they do things. And if many people watched TMZ when they were talking about Diddy, you would think that TMZ was against Diddy. In reality, TMZ wasn't against Diddy. TMZ, in my point, they helped out and panned the narrative and altered the narrative that was being put out there about Diddy by constantly catching hiccups. Let me say that. So shout out to TMZ, Harvey, Charles, Mark, 2 Angry Men, and all that. Now we're not gonna go on here and bash TMZ for doing their job because you bash people on your show, Corey. Week after week after week after week after week after week. You bash people. Fair? So you can't start crying when somebody bash you. It comes with the territory. So when he said, my reputation has been ruined, and da da da, I had to think, well, that's what they did with Diddy. And you helped out. Unbeknownst to you, but you helped out with the material. Every week, him and Kraig had some joke about Puff. Gave their ideas about Puff or whatever. And now look, here you are going through the same shit. No, no, no. I'm not trying to go tit for tat with you. I want you to see something. You going through the same shit, boy. Now they got a video of you, and they say you beating a woman, and they don't know the details behind it. Ain't that ironic? See, that's why you have to be careful when you play that game. Bandwagon with people. Yeah, Puff guilty. Did it guilty? Did it guilty? That's all they always say. They couldn't find out at the end of it, did he do half of that stuff they were saying. And I rode that whole journey with 5150, listening. I was like, word, that's how y'all feel, huh? This nigga wanted to do business with you. Face don't string a bell. I can't make this up. Oh boy, can't make this up. And so I'm watching Corey, and he sits down, he talks, and he brings on a lawyer. I don't know who the lawyer is. God bless his heart. And he's a black gentleman. He comes on, he talks about reckless endangerment of the truth. I've spoken about that before, whatever, whatever. They try to say that TMZ had some segue to do with that. No, they didn't. TMZ, I can't tell it, but they have a unique way of letting people play themselves. It's a very specific way. And if you're not held to it, you won't get it. Now, I know what it is. I know very well what it is. It's a very old school method, but it works. And I see why Harvey's never changed it. Good for you, Harvey. Good for you. But sometimes you got to let things play out the way they play out. Now, who's to say that TMZ wasn't going to contact you, Corey, and you pulled the plug already? See what I'm saying? See, one of the things you wanted to do, in my personal opinion, forget suing somebody. Suing somebody can be an admission of guilt in many people's eyes nowadays. This is not 1994, 95, 2004. Suing somebody can be an admission of guilt to the public. You don't get that, do you? Don't worry about it. But anyway, you're not going to sue TMZ. And if you did, you're not going to win. You ain't got enough money to fight them. Let that go. You understand? Now, somebody you should be suing if you're going to sue somebody will be one Tasha K. See, Tasha K, and this is why I couldn't understand when he made the statement, and maybe he did it on purpose. Tasha K did a whole layout for you, homie. It's 2 times. This is the second time she did it. She did it one time with the baby mama chick, and now she's doing it now with this chick. So that's 2 chicks that Tasha K is going up against you. You don't remember? But you want to sue TMZ, nigga? I just got to know, who's advising you? Fucking Fred Flintstone nowadays? Like, what the fuck's going on with you? You're losing it, man. You're fucking losing it. You used to be the shit, homie. I don't understand what's going on. You diss niggas that like, it's crazy to me. The nigga will diss people. Black Americans have this problem. If you trying to sincerely be down with them and help them and assist them or whatever, they will dish you for that. They don't like people that do that. But if you sitting up there and you're fucking in opposition of them, or you're some bandwagon person that just came along, they embrace you. This is the way they think. I don't know why they think like this, but this is the way they think. So I'm sitting there and I'm listening to the lawyer, and the lawyer's talking about, I think we could very well move ahead and blah, 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 blah. And son, do not sue TMZ. They're going to put a nail in your fucking coffin. If you want to sue somebody, I would tell you it make more sense you sue Tasha K. Tasha K had that chick on there. She was able to tell the story in detail. You're talking about that, which is what, 30, 45-minute clip that circulates versus a couple minutes spot on TMZ. Where you claim people on TMZ, they're trying to encourage people not to like me. No, nigga. In the scope of TMZ, see, when you up in the mix already, you got 2 choices. You can go with whatever one is the lightest. That's what I always suggest. So if TMZ is talking about you the lightest, but Tasha K has a whole piece about you, then my example would be, okay, I'm not going to go after TMZ. I'm going to go after this chick. But you know why I think you didn't do that? Because that's the unpopular version. If you would have went after Tasha K, then you would have saw the reality of what so much of your people that you think stand with you don't stand with you. Let me explain to you. See, one of the things, Corey Holcomb, and see, I gotta keep it a buck. I've been taking up for you for a week and a half, nigga. You ain't gonna even tell me thank you. So it is what it is. But this is the weird thing about it, right? Corey has hit a pivotal moment which he thought didn't exist, and which I've been telling y'all here for a long time. The black people that you have today are not the black people from 10, 15 years ago, even. These are very different people. And these people, believe it or not, these type of people nowadays are dangerous. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by dangerous. Listen to me carefully. These bandwagon type of people, because that's basically what they are. They look for salacious, they look for news stories. They have no sincere bone in their body, most of them. Most of them are just robots and autonomous AI systems at this point, androids, if you want to call it. These people, anytime that they see blood in the water, they're going to act like old wild shark. So basically, he never ever figured that the same black people that he had been trying to serve was going to turn on him. Just like they did Omar Johnson, just like they did a couple other people. I'm not your brother. Yo soy no el amigo ahí, tú sabes, pelo la negro ahí. Tú eres no amigo, okay? I'm not your friend. So anyway, my friends will write my cash app in there when I ask them. $ STRINGERBELL80. Tú eres mi amigo, no? Anyway. You never thought that the same black people would turn on you. And they did. And they are. And more of them are. You're not paying attention. That's not white people. See, TMZ has got mostly a white crowd. It's not taking up for TMZ necessarily, but it is kind of. You know what I mean? TMZ has got mostly a white crowd. Yeah, they got some African Americans and Latinos there, but it's mostly a white crowd, white listening. Tasha K, on the other hand, she serves your people. Your people that you hold so high up. If your people cared so much about you, you would have never made this one statement. And this is real. My career is at risk. Well, see, you would have never had to make that statement. Your career is at risk. And this is one thing Puff had to find out too, because he used to do the same shit you did. This is why I turned on that shit. He used to go around the blackity black this, the black people this, black people that, the black people this, and the power to the people, and the da 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 da. And then when the one time when the people were supposed to be there and take up for Puff and give Puff the members of the doubt, they all turned on him. And now they doing the same to you. And ironically enough, you, Corey Holcomb, sat there with Kraig for week after week after week when Puff was going through that shit and made fun of Puff. And now here you are going through the same shit. Now that's karma for your motherfucking ass. Here you are going through the same shit. Wake the fuck up. You're going through the same shit. But when it was Puff, it was funny. When it was Puff, it was ha ha he. It ain't funny when it's you, is it? And I told the black community, period, especially the men, I said, stop making fun of motherfuckers like Puff, because the pure simple fact, they'll do the same to you. They'll do the same to you. They're gonna come after 50 next. After that, they'll get Tariq Nasheed out the way and a few others. And a lot of people don't want to hear me, but it won't be white people that do it. It'll be black people that do it. That's what he's talking about. The bulk of your audience is black Americans. The bulk of your audience on 5150 is black Americans. And yeah, some of them will stay with you or whatever, and watch the show, but how many coming to buy a ticket? So the funny shit is, yeah, you got to start waking up and realizing that, what's that quote you guys have? All skin folk and kin folk or whatever holds high. And this mentality do you have? I love my people. Do your people love you back, Corey Holcomb? Because if your people loved you back, you wouldn't have to worry about going to get a lawyer. If your people loved you back as much as you think you do, and see, people could have an illusion. Malcolm X had that illusion that his people loved him. They ended up killing him. My people love me. And then there was some niggas that killed him. In the Alderman Ballroom, which I visited, it was on this channel. His own people killed him. And a lot of African Americans, they don't want to hear that because most of them live in this symmetry. Well, not symmetry. Most of them live in this bubble outside reality. They like whatever. Uh, you'd be surprised how many African Americans and Latinos are mentally ill. They literally live in these little pocket bubbles of universes, like almost like fucking the MCU or some shit like that. They live in these little pocket bubbles of the world where things really don't exist the way that they think they exist in the world or whatever. So it's quite weird. Anyway, the gist of the matter is Corey Holcomb never betted on black culture turning on him, and he did. They sided with either Anton, they sided with either Cristina Payne, or they sided with you. I was one of the people that was siding with Corey Holcomb, and still am. He'll never give me a thank you. He'll never say good luck or whatever, whatever. In fact, guys like me are insignificant to him because I'm attached to Puff. But brother, sooner or later, you have to realize that the same love that you're showing is not being reciprocated. And you get it today, get it tomorrow, or whatever. Them motherfuckers were ready to throw you under the bus over Anton Daniels. To this day, there's still people on some of the videos I put up that are still writing comments that are negative, still saying little quotes under the Anton played Corey, ha ha ha, for $500. You want to hear some ironic stuff? I'm so much, you would think this would get a thank you or I appreciate it, brother. And this is why I don't do that brother shit. The night that Anton Daniels donated that $500, and I keep telling these motherfuckers, just go back to the live chat from that night. And you're going to see me in there because I keep putting it up. Boom, boom, boom. I don't just write one comment. I keep putting multiple comments of the same thing. Don't take that money. Don't take that money. Yo, it's a trick. Because I know the schemes and the moves of people like that. He wanted to show the world, not that he could fool you. He wanted to show the world that he could get you and he could get you for cheap. And he did it. And I said in that chat, when I said the following week after that, I said, yo, so you mean all that I gotta do is pay $500? I can get on 5150? Shit, I'll give you that right now. I give you that right now. What's happening? He made it look like y'all could be bought for cheap. And that went against principle when you have multitudes of people that are better people than Homeboy that you could have brought up there. And you said, no, they are risk. No, I won't bring them up there. Son, sooner or later, you got to get into your own contradictive states of things, brother. Let me stop calling this nigga brother. This nigga don't give a fuck about me. Neither did anybody around him. But, you know what I'm saying? Point being is, you invited that nigga up there, and you invited in your own damnation. And the point that you keep leaving out of the conversation is that $500. Oh yeah, that 500. Just like in the movie Django Unchained, that $12,000 though, that made you real friendly, huh? That was the realest shit that Steven said in that movie. That $12,000 made you real friendly now, didn't it? Them niggas ain't here for no man dingoes. Them niggas ain't here for no man dingoes. And so him and his security guard and that broad came up there, whatever. She did her own piece on the side too. They all got a piece of you. All got a chunk of flesh from you, didn't they? Watch this. Since we talk, I'm gonna show you what I mean by that brother and sister bullshit and why you don't say it. Anybody in here want to write my Cash App in the chat room? I would appreciate it. $ STRINGERBELL80. Watch this. I'm gonna show you for a factor. Stop running around talking that brother sister shit. These kids don't know that stuff. They don't come from that. Their parents were trash. They didn't teach them that. And you got to stop running around thinking that everybody's your brothers and sisters. I told you nobody would write that in there. And they're not going to. The culture is phony. Okay? The culture is phony. It's a bunch of decadent, considerably capitalist wannabes that just run around talking about, I got to get the bag, I got to get the money, da, 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 and anything and any means they got to do, including throwing your goofy ass up under the bus, they will do. That's my cash app right there, since none of the brothers or the sisters would do it. Let me make sure I definitely get this motherfucker out of there as soon as he say some good morning, brethren. But can't write my cash app in when I say it. I'm not your fucking brother and eat shit, you motherfucker. But anyway, that's why I don't do that brother shit. Don't do that brother shit with me. I'm not your fucking brother. I'll push you in front of fucking traffic if I got to. Now listen, please believe that. That brother sister shit is overrated. You notice I said, could you write my cash app in there? None of them could do it, right? But dude came in here and said, hey, brethren, nigga, fuck you. And that's what Corey made his mistake. Nah, you too. We don't do strange symbols and motherfuckers like that either. That's what Corey made his mistake. He made his mistake by thinking that those people were his brothers and sisters. And now these are the same motherfuckers that's running around. I want you to emphasize where I'm coming from here. These are the same motherfuckers that's running around talking about you, but you worried about fucking TMZ. Tasha K did a whole fucking piece on you. And instead of starting the shit off with Tasha K, you waited all the way to the end to talk about Tasha K in a minuscule way. That right there let me know you was doing what you was doing on purpose. Harvey, Charles, Devin, Tawanda, Dahlia, one of you guys, Amy, I want y'all to do a piece and call this fucker up. And I want him to be able to tell his fucking story. If he would have let it flow the way it was flowing instead of trying to force feed it, it would have went smoother. But y'all call this fucker up and get him on the show so he can tell his piece. I wrote in the chat room last night, and many of y'all don't know this, Corey's been through this shit before. He went through it with Ari Spears. And with Ari Spears, there was a co-host on there. Shout out to Zoe. And Zoe put pause on Ari Spears. Comedian Ari Spears. I ain't got nothing against Ari Spears. I think Ari Spears is funny in his own way. So I'm not your friend. Don't come in here talking about high and all these weird writings and shit. I'm not your fucking friend. So anyway, long story short, Corey ends up being on TMZ with Zoe, talking about the Ari Spears fight. And they were very fair with Corey. They didn't even interview Ari Spears, I don't think, at the time. TMZ did. I think they just interviewed Zoe and Corey, and Zoe and Corey were able to give their examples. And I'm literally writing this to him again in the chat room. And what he does is, this is the funny thing about Corey Holcomb that I've noticed over the years. He'll read all the goofy, niggerish, silly comments that don't have nothing to do with nothing. And then the comments that have to do with something, he won't read those. He won't speak of those. And it's not just me, it's many other people. He'll just kind of ignore it if it's not attached with a cash app, it's not attached with some cynicalism or whatever. I've paid attention to this man for years. And I noticed that. So my comments or other people's comments is like me, just trying to tell him what's the good for the good. You know, sooner or later, if you keep on trying to tell your man something like, yo, don't go up there, don't go up there, don't go up there, and he ain't trying to act like he your man's, all right, fuck that nigga then. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm in the tri-state, baby. You understand me? You got to understand what we think. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna keep trying to fuck with a nigga and you keep running into brick walls. Nigga, I was trying to tell you in the chat last night, just I was telling you in the chat when that nigga gave you $500, yo, B, don't take that $500, and you still took the $500. Now look at you. Now look at you. Now I'm telling you last night, leave the TMZ thing alone. There's a method to how them niggas do their thing. I know what they do. Let chick talk to the camera. The more she talk to the camera, the better off it is for you, because the more loopholes we can talk. But now you want to get your fuddy ass up there, Chicago, and you want to talk. No, that ain't what happens. Sometimes the best line of defense is to shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. You understand what I'm saying? Just shut the fuck up. And nigga, you don't know what a crash out is. Y'all new definition shit is just so. I read that comment in there. Let me tell you what a crash out is from my period. A crash out from my period is when you done said too much shit and I run up in your fucking house and I tie up everybody in the house, shoot your kid in the leg, take your wife hostage, throw her in the basement. You understand what I'm saying? And have my way with you and a screwdriver for the next 35 minutes. That's crashing out, nigga. You talking about who some motherfucker said some words and that. Let me get your pussy ass the fuck up on out of here. Like I was saying, right? Because I can't stand people who use words out of text. Nigga, I show you a crash out, nigga. Now listen, back to what I was saying. Corey Holcomb, you mentioned everything with TMZ, but then barely mentioned Tasha K. And I was right now in the chat room. How come you ain't got a lawyer talking about you want to sue Tasha K? And this bitch that talked about you twice with guests. Well, hoes you used to mess with. That's confusing to me. So once again, I saw that you picked popularity over substance, my nigga, and that will lose you every time. Some people will say you picked the cash over substance when you took that $500 from this nigga. Did you ever send that nigga his $500 back because you can afford it? I wrote a comment to him then, this recently. Send the nigga, I think it's even a post up that I got. Send the nigga the $500. And I tag these niggas and all the shit so they act like they don't see it, like some decadent motherfuckers they are, but they see it. Y'all on here thinking, oh, he done turned against Corey. I'm gonna go over here now. I ain't turned against Corey. I'm telling the nigga what the fuck he need to hear. Nigga in Chicago will tell you this. Why can't I tell you? We city niggas, right? All right then. You fucking up, buddy. You fucking up. And you do a lot of fucking up, a lot. And somebody need to let you know you fuck up. You think you got everything on, but you don't. Nigga, you always need some help. Let me tell you that right now. You always need some help. Your ass get to be 93 years old. And you spent your whole life saying, I don't need nobody. Do you need to get up and use the bathroom? You always need help. I couldn't believe when I saw on that show last night. Lawyers and all this shit. You shouldn't even have brought the fucking lawyer on there. That was stupid. That was stupid. Now, anything that happens in the future and TMZ is not even going to give you a mother. Did you even think of that? Did you even think of that? Like, okay, maybe this is something I want to keep on the low. I don't want to get on live with my little 200,000 people and challenge an international brand. Are you fucking stupid? Who is fucking Who is the fucking person that's telling this guy these are good ideas? Where's that dumb motherfucker at? Let's get him up here. Who's consulting this guy? Because I'm like, yo, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. And I say that respectfully as a motherfucker. And I'm like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. You went from dumb to dumber. What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you getting senile? I know you're clicking up towards 60. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? You get on live and tell people you gonna sue TMZ. Nah, son. And you think it's gonna translate into you being in to other media outlets based on the highlight of I'm gonna sue TMZ. It's not gonna work that way. You're not a big enough figure for it to work that way. And I say that respectfully. You're not a big enough. If you was Kevin Hart and you were saying that, it'd be different. If you were Mike Epps and you were saying that, it'd be different. If you was D.L. Hewley, if you was Steve, you know that nigga. If you were any of those motherfuckers, it'd be different. But you're not. Even Cat Williams, if he made that statement, nobody would give a shit because he's not big in the public eye as those people that I just mentioned. So it's weird to me. I don't give a fucking 10 people, 15 people, whatever. Most of these motherfuckers is vicarious niggas. They're not going to donate a dime. They're not going to support your channel. Who gives a fuck? So what, Sue? Ho, ho, ho. So what, Sue? How much money you think it would take for you to sue a conglomerate like TMZ ongoing for the next 3 years? Everybody do it. Shit, all right, let's get your dumb ass out of here. Ain't nothing real about you. Let me tell you something. If you run into a motherfucker named Real Life 103 in real life, stay away from that dumb motherfucker. He's going to lead you to the fucking garbage can. Get your bitch ass the fuck up out of here. I don't want to talk to nobody like you. This is why I don't talk to. I know he's black, and I ain't even gotta. They say stupid shit like that. They try to navigate shit, talk bold in the white culture, the white society. Make no example of anything short. You're gonna run to the courtroom, and they're gonna laugh your ass up out of there, bro. When you had a better chance, and I don't care what nobody says. Why didn't you talk about Tasha? See, this is where this niggas in the title. Ask me who the fuck am I talking about is in the title. This is the point, right? When you get guys like Corey and they sit back and they got the type of diatribe that they got, you got to realize you got to predict something. Not all the blacks are going to like what you do. Those are your enemies right now. And you don't want to admit that. And they're going to be the same enemies of Tariq Nasheed. They've showed themselves as the same enemies and turncoats when it came to Umar Johnson. They'll be the same turncoats when it comes to other people that are black that they hold up and pillar up high. They'll do the same pattern. They did the same pattern to Kevin Samuels. They laughed at him when he passed away. They did the same pattern to Tory Lanez when he got stabbed up. They laughed at him. These are not good people anymore in general as a collective. Instead, they pretend that they are together. They don't execute that they are together. What I mean by that, I mean symbolically, online. Yeah, we as a people, you take them and put them in real life. They can't even get along with each other. They won't even speak to each other. In other words, they'd rather compete with each other offline than be together. So don't get me with this matrix phony shit. Average nigga will walk past you, won't even say hello to you. But as soon as a white person walk by, they'd be like, "Oh, hello, boss. How you doing this morning?" The culture has changed, Bubby. And it's like I'm the only one that recognizes it. I'm the only one that recognizes it. So there's a few others, but it's like me and my others. The same niggas you put your adoration in are now turning on you. We're not talking about Anton right now. We're talking about the collective of black culture. The same motherfuckers that you fueled your energy into have turned on you. If they didn't turn on you, you wouldn't be worried about what TMZ had to say. You wouldn't be worried about what Tasha K had to say because you would say, my fans know better. I'm not talking about Anton right now. I don't even bash Anton too much no more. You know why? Because, yeah, he did some sucker shit. But at the same time, Corey fell for the sucker shit out of greed. And I can't let that go. See, greed will make you do a lot of things. And I remember that night when Anton fucking donated that money. First person would say, whoa, that's a big lick. That's $500. That's what Kraig said. Then Darlene followed right behind it. That's a lot of money. Oh God, but they were excited that he donated that $500. You could see by their reaction. So all three of them. Now I ain't dissing them, just being real. All three of them, you could see by their reaction, they were surprised, they were elated, they were welcoming, they opened up to the conversation a little bit more, all for $500. That $500 made you real friendly there, didn't it? Just like Steven saying Django Unchained. Now that $12,000, that made you real friendly, huh? Them niggas ain't here for no mandingos. Them niggas ain't here for no mandingo. You still don't get it, huh? Don't live in New York. They'll get you. Don't live up here. Niggas will get you. For real. And have you twitty. For real. If you ain't picked that shit up. As soon as a nigga gave me $500, I ain't never spoke to the nigga before. Nigga, what the fuck are you giving me $500 for? Would have been my question. What's this for? What you want? That's the second question. What you want? Because $500 don't come for nothing for free. See, the reason you'll get, and I'm going to explain something to you. First of all, I don't even give a shit because Corey Holcomb ain't going to never donate a motherfucking dime to me or anybody that rock with him. You understand what I'm saying? Because I don't talk the way they talk. But let me make something clear to you. Most of these people that donate to you, especially when they donate large amounts, and I know this from being here for 7 years, they do it to try to gain a control over you. And the more they want control over you, the more money they donate to you. I'll say it for you again. The way that the black ecosphere, and I say that exclusively with them, the way they work is they donate to you and they expect something out of it after they donate to you. Whether it's your advocacy, whether it's you agreeing with their opinions, or whether it's a sit down or an interview or something like that's going to follow almost every time. How this nigga didn't know that after being on here for 16 years and thought that nigga giving you $500 was sincere, that's your fault. I would never think any nigga to donate $500 to me don't want something. You don't give a nigga, you give a even if you give a chick $500, you want something. So why make you think if you give a nigga $500, you doing it? That's my brother. The only person that do shit like that is probably like a Rizza Islam or somebody like that. He don't want nothing back from you. You know what I'm saying? All them other niggas, they want something from you. That's why he bought chick with him. What's her name? Whatever her name is. That's why Anton bought that chick with him. Well, you gonna be on the court 150, 150. He basically paid 250 for two motherfuckers. And you ain't peeped the play. You understand? He paid 250 for him, 250 for her. The fucking plane tickets were cheaper. You ain't get it? I'll say it to you one more time. He basically paid 250 for her, 250 for him. This is why he bought the chick. That's $500. The plane tickets to get them there was probably anywhere from 165 to 170. So the plane tickets were cheaper than what they donated. You don't get it. And he'll never get it because honestly and truthfully, Holcomb is, and this is why I got to start realizing some of these niggas are just not my type of niggas. You understand what I'm saying? I got to start being like that because I'm like, yo, if a nigga showing, like, you know why I knew this? When you see a nigga sitting up here advocating for you and everybody else trying to tear you down, but you'll go and you'll speak to the ragamuffins and the riffraff before you'll speak to the nigga that been holding you down in the chat. You understand what I'm saying? I find that insulting. That's why I say, all right, now I'm going to play it neutral because that's just let me know a nigga don't appreciate anything you trying to do for him. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch niggas like this. You got to watch niggas like that. You got to watch niggas like that. That's the same nigga be looking around like this. Where everybody at that got my back when shit go down. You see what I'm saying? So I ain't dissing son, don't get me wrong. But I ain't gonna be taking up for something like that no more. Nigga don't appreciate it. And that seems to be one of your biggest stemming problems that a lot of people have with you. They've done shit for you, stuck by you, and you don't appreciate them. I don't like the way you treat Darlene on the show a lot of times, cutting her off, not letting her speak. And that bitch been with you for 16 motherfucking years. Down ass bitch. You gonna say something wrong about Darlene OG Ortiz? Who gonna speak foul on him? See what I'm saying? So if a nigga will be like that with a bitch that been sitting around him for 16 years, I don't know. I know you ain't fucking with me, so I'll leave it alone. Niggas don't like messing with real niggas. They like messing with fake niggas and niggas they can control. It's always been like that. Niggas like messing with fake niggas and niggas they can control. You believe anything other than that, you a fool. I say it for you one more time. Generally speaking, most niggas that are in positions like old boy, they like niggas that are suckers and they can control. And that's what it is. Now, let me move on to this Tasha K shit because I ain't got too much time for this. This shit is not beneficial to me. I'm not making no money off this. This ain't going through the roof. Let me share this real quick. And the crowd that this attracts is not the type of subjects like this attract are not the crowds I like because they want these intimate details and they want to gossip like a bunch of bitches on the corner. I ain't got time for that shit. I say it how it is. That's it. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm back. So with that being said, right, I have to lean into this other part right here that's really specific or whatever the case may be. And that's the issue of this right here, right? Somehow or another, and I don't know how to explain it exactly, somehow or another, Kraig Facts got into this thing And it was real racist to me. And this goes into Darlene. And I gotta say, I really, really didn't like it. And I couldn't understand it because it was forced. Darlene was doing her loose talk about bullshit. And Kraig came in and said some racist shit. Tell me, why don't she do salsa? Well, first of all, salsa music is for Cubans and Puerto Ricans. It's not for Dominicans. Dominicans listen to Dumbao. Dominicans listen to merengue. And tú sabes, lambalero. Esa es la música en la sabor para la gente latino. Tú sabes, no creo que sí. Esa no es la música, pero la gente, la puertorriqueño, la cubano, salsa. Salsa was created as a perfect blend between and what's the other one? Boogaloo. That's the other one, Boogaloo. Yeah, I know you're gonna head out. Don't worry about it. Let them head out, y'all. Let them head out. They're African American. They're racist. The most racist, oppressed people walking the earth. They're racist as fuck, but they're oppressed and calling everybody tethers and all kinds of. They're fuck them people. Anyway, who gives a fuck what they do? Nobody cares. Like nobody cares. That's the point. You know what I mean? Even the arguments they have, nobody fucking cares. So this is the point, right? And they'll get it sooner or later. The point is, thank you, Jalen. You know, you're the only person in here that will write my cash app in here. That's why I don't come here and talk to these motherfuckers like that. I hate doing lives. It's a waste of time to me. I really hate doing lives. Y'all have no idea. It's boring to me because the people you get are just strangers or weirdos or whatever. Anyway, and if y'all want to hop out of here because I said something about black people, whatever, what I'm calling it as I see it, dog. Y'all niggas sit around and gossip all fucking day. The same nigga that y'all like Corey Holcomb. Y'all now trying to tear him down. Y'all now trying to dissect them or whatever. And it's crazy. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy to me. So we'll let that be. We'll let that just sit there and sizzle. Anyway, when we speak in the regard of certain things that seem apparent, Kraig, in fact, said some racist shit last night, and I don't appreciate it. You know, I don't appreciate it at all, and I'm lit by it because the racist shit he said it right in front of Darlene, and I was like, wow. And he said it in the court, I think, on some FBA shit, because all these motherfuckers in the chat room started writing this FBA, FBA, the FBA, the FBA, the blah, blah, blah. All that silly shit they be writing. I be like, y'all motherfuckers writing all this FBA shit and all that. And this nigga's on here dissing Cardi B from the Bronx. First of all, let me tell you something, man. And I mean this with love, because I ain't got no problem with Kraig. I don't like the shit you said, and apparently you're a racist. But LA Latin culture with Mexicans is not the same as New York Latin culture with Latinos. It's very different. Like, okay, for example, out in Cali, most of the West Coast niggas out there, they deal with Mexicans, El Salvadorians, I think, and people from a few other little small Spanish, Latin American places. With us, we deal with Latin Caribbean, which is Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, things of that nature. We don't really deal with Mexican folks like that in the broad spread. I took the camera off. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, these ain't my friends. I already know that. These niggas is customers. That's how I look at them. They custies. These are not my friends. Ain't none of these niggas gonna donate to me, give a dime. They go get dimes to millionaires. Like Kwame Brown, Anton, fucking Corey. They donate to millionaires, or they donate to people that really need it. So I don't be worried about that Cash App shit, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? We just depend on Google. That's it. Because white man always make sure you get paid, but when the nigga will make sure you starve. So, anyway, long story short, right? I don't give a fuck if 5 people left. 10 more y'all motherfuckers can leave. It's the truth. You see what they do in the court, right? He thought it wouldn't happen to him either. He was sitting around, my brothers and my sisters. And your brothers and your sisters let you fall flat on your ass, nigga. Better wake the fuck up. Fuck you talking about? What the fuck is nigga talking about? I'm like, nigga, you don't see this shit? They trying to take you down. But anyway, he started saying some weird shit last night. And like, I'm a fan of Kraig. So it kind of really bothered me. Entonces, para la gente latino, tú sabes, claro, cante, pero no. That shit just kind of bothered me because I was like, yo, why Kraig would say some shit like that? He said that right in front of Darlene, and really, technically, that's Darlene and Corey's show, as far as I'm concerned. I know Corey, he'll step back and say, no, this is my show. This for legality reasons because of that shit that happened with Ari Spears. But in reality, I just think you were out of line for saying that shit. Like, it wasn't even a joke. And then on top of that, you just launched a product. Then you, Kraig, talking about Big Head Kraig or something like that. And I signed up. I was trying to check it out. I'm like, nigga, you just thwarted your whole Latin audience potentially with that one comment that you made, and that was etched in stone on your butt. And I'm like, well, maybe that's how you feel about Mexicans, because I've heard him say other racist shit before, and I kind of ignored it. But this last night, I was like, yo, that's the Bronx, son. Like, the reason Cardi B will be doing rap music before she will be doing bolero or merengue or dembow is because of the pure simple fact that era of hip hop culture is defined. You have to know New York City hip hop culture to say some shit like that, first of all. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why I don't like when a lot of these people from the West Coast or the East Coast or whatever, like hip hop here in the East Coast is totally different than the ascension of hip hop in the West Coast. I think I had Uncle Jam's Army and other things that issue things in or whatever, whatever, where we had a totally different experience with it. And the Latinos here are a totally different experience. We party with Dominicans, we party with Puerto Ricans, Hondurans, El Salvador. You know, we party, move, like depending on who you are. And a lot of people up here like yo soy aquí, they're mixed with like black and Honduran, black and Dominican, black and Puerto Rican, especially. Like you see this on a daily basis, especially if you was born around, I'm gonna say the years of like 70 something through 90 something. You especially see this. You understand? So for me, I just taking the pull that a lot of people, for some reason or another, sit back and harbor on things like that. And it just that's not the first time I seen Kraig do something like that. Maybe that's the way he grew up or whatever, but I didn't appreciate it. I thought it was callous. I thought it was trashy, and I was like, this is another dude. You support him, and then they go and say some crazy shit about you. I just don't understand why YouTube be playing you a person with 30. Yeah, be having 20. Yeah, that's because people be in here flagging me. It's all kinds. I don't really, Jalen, I really don't even take this app this seriously no more. You know, you make what you can make off of it. The black people are not going to donate to you. YouTube is going to make sure I don't get out to so many. They'll take somebody flagging you position before they'll take the position of the streamer. So I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? I really don't even care. I don't even take this app serious no more. I'm gonna spend this next year. I already doing it now. I'm gonna spend this next year, 2 years, see what I can make out of it financially, and then we out of here. This shit is the devil. This shit is the devil, B. Yeah, but I appreciate that comment though. He said, I don't see how you got 30K. I don't see how it is either. And then they do this other thing too with the view counter. My view counter was like at 800,000 the other day, and they all of a sudden they start letting it trickle down, you know, and then it'll get under people they go to YouTube Studio, you know what I'm talking about. So they'll let it trickle when it gets almost hits a million, they'll start letting it trickle down little by little. Then it'll go to 700,000, 600,000, 500,000. That's how they do here on this app. So yeah, you can't trust this app either. So yeah. They don't want me to it's obvious that this app does not want me to expand out of what I'm saying because what I'm saying is not the normal of what everybody else says. So it's all good. You know what I'm saying? If I was on here and I was talking about somebody beefing or getting beat up or somebody fighting, something like that, or I have hundreds of thousands of people in here, but the average African American has no clue of what I'm talking about or how I say it or whatever. So it's okay though, man. I don't regret about that shit. Not at all. Not at all. As soon as I went live, there's at least 10 to 15 people that are subscribed to me. So every time that I go live, they flag me. That's African Americans for you. That's why I said Corey over there trying to serve them niggas. These niggas want to see you dead, nigga. Wake the fuck up. I had somebody come on my page. It was like, so what? He donated $500 to Corey. What does that mean? That's a new one now. What does that mean? I said, man, listen. Yeah, I'll stay out of that argument. I'll stay out of that argument. But I hope I answered that question for you, Jayla. Yeah, these niggas definitely don't want to see me ride. If I was to get if I was to see the 30,000 people that are subscribed to me on a day-to-day basis, a lot of things would come out of that. One, financially, on the end of the streaming, I would make a lot more. YouTube doesn't want to see that happen for me, nor do Black Americans want to see that happen for me. They've proven that, which is why I don't fuck with them like that no more. Yeah. Anytime I hear that pro-black shit or whatever, I think about situations like this with Corey. I'm like, you was taking up for these niggas, wasn't you? Now look how they did you. They want your head now. And you were just sitting up there making fun of Puff. And now here you are in the same situation. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that shit. I really don't fucking care. That guy don't give a shit about me or anybody else. So, you know what I mean? Hey, good luck to you, pal.